Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik, nak tuan ada jangan tuan ada live dah. Palestine support करते हैं ना तो देखने रोहिंग्या member kelas yang ada karena Rusia kelas bikin ada family kelas support किया मुसलमान भाई ने Palestine भाई ने bikin Palestine lah support करती है saya aja karena ऐसे Milwaukee मध्ये United States मध्ये Basha bin Zulumati yang lauri ada yang demorasi करती है itu mana saja sah yang jana ऐसे masjid ना Milwaukee मध्ये Iba Arab Rohingya bayan okey. Ya bhai. Assalamualaikum kyo bhai. Ya bhai
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine boleh. Ai bhai.
Assalamualaikum bayan okey. Arab bayan Arab Musliman bayan mullah boleh tu to yaro jago ribo. जाने ना वाले दिले ना वाले जाने वाला भी भाई निकल आजो को जल्दी करिए आजो को ये तो रोहिंग्या border
border Palestine free Palestine
free Palestine free Palestine
no justice no peace no justice no peace louder yalla free Palestine
free
all Musliman देशते चाहिए रे Algeria ती Saudi Palestine bikin
free Palestine
free Palestine
long live Gaza
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 free Palestine
free Palestine
Thank you. Okay, everyone. We want to march back from the front now. We need to gather all the way to the back. Let's go gather all of us here by the front. We have good speeches. We will get over there. Let's go by the truck and march. Go on the front together.
free Palestine free Palestine bikin Musliman bayan nakal bikin alam Milwaukee te korite
ما كنا عاد راح نجي لك يصير بدون احنا لا تفضل بلادي ها right Najib you know our flag right What's it on?
Aibari Bishma Tita, like very Bishma Tita. Ivana Imamia, Ara Masjid Mubarak for Imamba. Ivana Molayo. Ara Guru Yacht, Ara Rohingya group, Mikin. Marina. Saya lagi meluak, kita ya bayar kalau saya sudah selesai kita aja go. Dah kana ya bayar kana. US test, even money ke US test is to Israel this.
Let's spread out with those. We need everybody to see those.
Mau gusto ini? Mau dah you turun individual, kau biar orang tu.
Aibe tu dona bhaiya.
Aibe tu lagi individu.
Aibe tu bela.
Aibe har matu kau biar tu. Aja kela ke ni cedian.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ara namde Rohingya. Ara Milwaukee mata taki. Tole.
Mana bhai?
Rohingya community bhaiya gotuna shahara Palestine re. Support kori wala sa.
Otu tanah sedian, otu rasa sedian dah ada bhaiya. Kerana ara Rohingya dia buat tanah sedian.
Musulman kunotan bayan jadurut ma durmade dua koriba diri.
Fight dia dah lalai tunu jai buat deh.
जी
Alhamdulillah. Jadi ki Facebook or member ko as friend ko as mikna ato ko salam aja to ala dahayom ya waqti made ISM made yani ki masjid islamic center আছে ইয়াত ya এসে বেশি মানুষ হইয়ে আর মানুষ বেশি হইয়ে বে শর্ট টাইম মধ্যে করা গিয়ে আল্লাহ উরে আর বেশি হইতো প্ল্যানিং সর বড় করতাম উরে এই জলদি করা গিয়ে দাদা কিনারে আছে যারা আইজোগে আরো রারা আধা ঘন্টা 1 ঘন্টা নিতে থাকিব
Okay, inshallah we'll start in a few minutes. We are just waiting for everyone to come.
Assalamualaikum Syambai kana sir. Lain mari.
Get front seats, come on. I'm good at front seats.
भाई का फोटो मारो ना लाइव है मारे ये शुरू करी भी स्पेशल को ऐसा बात स्पेशल करी वो हम भी शुरू होते
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
The people united will never be defeated.
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 Who let the dogs out? Biden. Who let the dogs out?
Biden! Biden!
Who let the dogs out?
Biden!
Who
Biden!
let the dogs out?
Biden
People united will never be defeated.
People united will never be defeated.
People united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
Why we are here today? We are here for Gaza. We are here for Palestine. We are here for the people who's suffering under occupation since 75 years. Let the entire world hear that from Milwaukee, that we are here for Gaza. Long live Gaza!
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 They can't hear us yet. One more time. Long live Gaza!
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 Long live Gaza! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Gaza!
Justice for all! Justice for Palestine! They don't understand that there is Palestinian exist. They don't understand. They don't even see Palestinians living there under occupation since 75 years. They don't see hundreds of massacres taking place in Palestine. They are blind. If we are Ukrainians, they will see us. But as Palestinians, they are closing their eye. They can't see us. But guess what? Now together, through social media, let them hear us again. We are here for Gaza. Why we are here for who?
Gaza!
Why we are here for who?
For Gaza!
Long live 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 Gaza!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
The people united will never be defeated!
The people united will never be defeated!
Mr. Biden! The people united, you can't defeat it!
The people united, you can defeat it!
You have to open your eyes! There is people dying every day! Neighborhood destroyed on top of civilians! 90% of the Palestinians who got killed so far, women and children! Can you see? Can you see? The people of Palestine deserve justice. The people of Palestine, they deserve freedom. The people of Gaza, they deserve to live like any human being. They need to stop this discrimination. Where is the American values? Where is the values of people? Discrimination is shame. Discrimination is shame. Discrimination is shame. And that's why we are here today, to say in front of the entire world, free, free Palestine!
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 We are here for Gaza, and we are so proud. We are so proud of our people, of their hard work, staying under this siege all these years, not leaving their country, because they tried that in 1948 and 1967. But enough is enough. They are the people of the land. They deserve freedom. They deserve justice. They deserve dignity. And we are here for them. And we are proud to support the victims. We are proud to support our people in Palestine. We are proud to say to the entire world, the people of Palestine are people of values, and they are the people of the land. Again, one more time before we start, all together,
Long live Gaza!
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 Down, down Israel!
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 Down, down Netanyahu!
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 Down, down Biden! Biden!
Palestine will be free from the river to the sea.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, on behalf of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. We will have, just in terms of the logistics, we'll have a speech here in a few minutes with Uthman Atta, the executive director of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee. He's currently giving an interview. He should be here shortly. I know that some of you are having a hard time hearing. I'll do my best. The purpose of this meeting, the purpose of this gathering is to show support for our brothers and sisters in Gaza.
Come closer if you want. Come closer, come closer. Come closer.
The purpose of this meeting, the purpose of this gathering is for us to show support to the innocent civilians of Gaza who are being bombarded second by second, minute by minute with missiles from F-16s that unfortunately we paid for with our tax dollars. These people are being collectively punished for something they didn't do after 17 years. My brothers and sisters, 17 years of being besieged in an open prison. 17 years where their water supply has been rationed. 17 years where their food supply has been rationed and their calories counted. Literally, the Israeli occupation was counting how many calories they're sending into Gaza. 17 years where the electricity is being controlled by the occupying forces. 17 years of being hostages, not able to have freedom of movement, not able to leave Gaza, not able to do anything with their lives. 17 years of being besieged by a savage, brutal occupation. Today, I want to read a statement written by one of our brothers from Brookfield, lives in Brookfield, one of our members of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, Muhammad Hamad. Brother Muhammad is originally from Gaza. His sister was one of the people that unfortunately was murdered by the brutal occupation forces yesterday. He writes as follows: my big sister, Fahima Jamil Hamad, was 66 years old. She was a mother of 3 children and a grandmother to 5 children. She was everyone's dream of a big sister who cared for her younger siblings, including me when I was young. She was educated at Cairo University and worked as a speech therapist and special education teacher and principal in the city of Beit Hanun in Gaza. Her specialty was working with children who had suffered trauma in Gaza and lost the ability to speak. She worked with many children as they processed the trauma they experienced during Israel's horrific and inhumane attacks on the civilian population of Gaza. She was the sole caregiver for our elderly mother and other family members. She had a gentle heart. On October 9, 2023, she and her daughter-in-law went to the Jabaliya market to shop for essential food supplies during the Israeli onslaught on Gaza. During her short trip to the market, Fahima was murdered by massive bombs dropped into the civilian market by Israel's ruthless military. She is a tremendous loss for our family and the city of Beit Hanun. Unfortunately, she was only one of over 1,000 martyrs of Gaza. The vast majority of those martyrs, as you all know, are children and women. The vast majority of the bombs being dropped, if not all the bombs being dropped, are on civilian infrastructure and homes. Let that sink in for a second. The bombs that are being dropped on Gaza are being dropped on apartment complexes and homes where the civilian population lives. This, my brothers and sisters, is collective punishment, disproportionate use of force, and is against international law. Where are our politicians when they condemn some acts and not others? Where are our politicians when thousands and thousands and thousands of Palestinians continue to die? This is not the first time Gaza has been bombarded. We all know. This is not the first time innocent civilians in the thousands have been killed by the Israeli occupation machine. Where is the condemnation? Where was the condemnation years and years ago in 2021 when Israel bombarded Gaza? Where was that condemnation in 2008, in 2014? Why the hypocrisy? Why the hypocrisy in how we engage human rights? You know, Brother Salah talked about Biden and his speech today. And I just want to say, Mr. President, you couldn't be a bigger hypocrite when it comes to human rights. You couldn't be a bigger hypocrite when it comes to the lives of innocent people. Mr. President, I want you to know that the lives of Palestinian people are worth just as much as anybody else, whether in Ukraine, whether in Israel, whether anywhere in the world. Our blood is not cheap. I'd like to call Brother Uthman Atta to the truck to make a statement on behalf of the Islamic Society of Morocco. Free, free Palestine!
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 As Brother Uthman comes to the truck, I want to remind you of two more events. Tomorrow there will be a protest downtown at Ziegler Park. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Ziegler Park. Friday, we will be having an indoor vigil, and more information will be sent on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I want to thank everyone for coming out in support of the people of Gaza. A number of organizations have gotten together and they issued this statement that I would like to read in its entirety to you, expressing our views about what is going on right now in Gaza. So I'm going to read this statement on behalf of multiple organizations, including the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, the American Muslims for Palestine, Muslim American Society, and a number of other organizations. We stand with the besieged and oppressed civilians of Gaza. What we have witnessed over the past few days is an unrestrained and massive attack by Israel's full military forces against the civilian population of Gaza. Responding to Israel's humiliating military and intelligence failures over the weekend, the Israeli military largely targeted the civilian population and infrastructure of Gaza. Already, as all of you have witnessed, scores of residential towers and entire neighborhoods have been demolished by the Israeli Air Force, with innocent men, women, and children residing inside these large residential towers. Multiple mosques housing civilians who had gone there to seek shelter from the bombardment have been destroyed with the people inside of them. Marketplaces where innocent families went to try to purchase food in anticipation of ever greater Israeli attacks were also targeted. As many of you know, the sister of one of our community members, Mohammed Hamed, who resides in Brookfield, his sister was killed in a marketplace by one of these Israeli air raids. This is the targeting of innocent people. This is not, as Israel is trying to say, a war against Hamas. It is a war against the millions of Palestinians who reside in Gaza, an area that's only 140 square miles. 1 million of the people of Gaza are under 18 years old. These people have lived their entire lives. Their entire lives have lived under an Israeli siege where Israel has blockaded the air, the sea, and all land entry points. Sadly, this is not the first time that these people of Gaza have endured such great trials. 80% of the people of Gaza are not indigenous to Gaza. In other words, this is not where they have always lived. 80% of the people of Gaza are the refugees or the descendants of refugees of those who were driven from their homes during Israel's expulsion of Palestinians, massacre of villages, and creation in 1948. These Palestinians have been living there as refugees for 75 years. Over their lifetime, and many of you remember just in the last 10 years, the number of multiple attacks that the Israelis waged against Gaza, which killed thousands of innocent people, a large number of them always children. The civilian death toll right now is expected to rise exponentially due to the relentless Israeli bombardment and basically the total approval of Israeli crimes by Western governments, including our own government in Washington, D.C. Already, over 1,000, and some say 2,000, civilians have been murdered, including 200 children. The death toll, which is largely civilian, is clear evidence that Israel is deliberately trying to punish the Palestinian civilians. Further evidence of this is the fact that the Israeli government has cut off all food, all electricity, all food, water, and all medical supplies going into Gaza. Israel says that, hey, we left Gaza in 2005. If you control the borders and you blockade the borders and nobody can leave or come in, and nothing can leave or come in without the permission of the Israeli military, that means there is still occupation. The inhumane attacks by Israel amount to collective punishment of a civilian population. Those of you who are familiar with international law know that collective punishments of civilians is an international war crime. Let me give you an example. If someone committed a crime in a certain neighborhood and the police or the American military went into that neighborhood and took everybody down, that would be illegal. And that would be illegal under international law because you're holding everybody responsible for the actions of one or a few people. What Israel is doing by targeting over 2 million people, including 1 million children, is a war crime because it is collective punishment under international law. Unfortunately, during its entire existence, Israel has been able to violate and flout international law at will. How are they able to do that? It's easy, because they receive the cover and the diplomatic protection of countries such as the United States. Many of you are aware that when the issue of Palestine goes to the United Nations, into the Security Council, it is always a lopsided vote, with the United States government oftentimes exercising a veto and being the single government that will protect Israel and its crimes. Even when this goes to the General Assembly, it is always lopsided, with the overwhelming majority of the world in support of the human rights of the Palestinians. And then we have governments such as ours, both Democratic and Republican, which side with Israel and its crimes. We wonder, why is this happening again, and why is it so brutal this time? The Israeli government is clearly seeking revenge against the civilian population of Gaza to compensate for their humiliating military and intelligence failures. Unlike Israel, however, and its hypocritical supporters, both here in Milwaukee, around the United States, and in Washington, D.C., we will not justify any attacks that target unarmed civilians. The loss of even one human life is tragic. What is more tragic, however, is that the failure of Israel and its supporters, its propagandists, its enablers, and its financiers to see that they are solely to blame for what we are witnessing. Why are they to blame? Because it is their silence, coupled with decades of blind support of Israeli crimes, that brought us to the stage that we're at right now. The expulsion and the dispossession of Palestinians didn't happen yesterday. It is decades old. Israel's brutal rule over Palestinians has continued unabated for decades. Israel's daily humiliation and its subjugation of Palestinians was normalized in Israeli society, and clearly it is approved by them. Israel's theft of Palestinian lands and its continued building and expansion of illegal Israeli settlements has been boldly justified in the name of an apparently discriminating and unjust Israeli God. Israel's representation by increasingly militant, racist leaders including avowed fascists such as Benjamin Netanyahu, Bezalel Smotrich, the Israeli finance minister, and Itamar Ben-Gvir, the Israeli Minister of Security, who have all called for the expulsion and or murder of Palestinians. These people, these Israeli leaders, were never a problem for Israeli society while they were targeting Palestinians. They didn't care, and Western leaders didn't care because it didn't impact them. Israel's arrogant, bigoted, and supremacist view that Palestinian Muslims and Christians are lesser humans than Israeli Jews, have fewer rights than Israeli Jews, and continue to be brutalized and occupied by Israeli Jews has always been regarded as acceptable in Israeli societies and in Western capitals. What Israel and its supporters cannot seem to understand is that Israel's inhumanity, its arrogance, its supremacy, and its subjugation of innocent people will forever generate a yearning for freedom, for justice, and for resistance among Palestinians and all who support the rights of indigenous people. What Israel and its supporters cannot seem to understand is that Israel's inhumanity, arrogance, suppression will continue to have a reaction. When Israel's supporters and enablers understand that their support for Israel's continued occupation and subjugation will never lead to peace, is the day that we will finally have some real hope. Treating Palestinians or other indigenous peoples and all indigenous peoples as equal human beings with justice and dignity, with full human and political rights, these are the conditions that are necessary if there's going to be any peace that will prevail. Until such time, Israel's genocidal attacks against the civilians of Gaza will only result in new generations who will carry on their resistance until they achieve justice and dignity. May God help and protect the people of Gaza and all innocent people, regardless of their beliefs or backgrounds. Please pray for the people of Gaza during this very difficult time. Jazakumullah khair.
Amen.
Long live Gaza! Long live Gaza! Long live Gaza!
Thank you, Brother Uthman Atta. I have one request, a major request. We are here gathered as people of conscience. We are Muslims, we are Christians, we are Jews. We care about humanity. We care about what's going on in the world. What we want is freedom for all. What we want is equality for all. But in order to get that equality for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, it is incumbent on us to contact our elected officials to let them know that we cannot tolerate the hypocrisy, to let them know that they have a job to do to protect humanity, to protect human rights, to expect adherence to the United Nations resolutions. But they will not do that if we do not hold them accountable. This is our duty here. This is our duty now. Each one of us must contact their elected officials and expect from them, implore them, order them to hold Israel accountable. Israel must cease and desist its bombing. Israel must allow humanitarian aid into Gaza. Israel must break the siege of Gaza. Now!
What do you want? Justice! What do you want? Justice! Will you want it? No! What do you want? Justice! We want it? No!
We must end the occupation. If you want this violence to stop, take care of the root cause of that violence. This violence didn't begin October 7th of 2023. This violence began with the occupation and the subjugation and the white supremacy from the occupation. It must end if you want to end the violence, if you want to end the cycle of this violence. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
Finally, one more reminder. Tomorrow there is a protest that will be at Ziegler Park, 5 p.m. Ziegler Park, 5 p.m. tomorrow. We want to see you all there. Also, Friday, there will be a vigil for the brothers and sisters, the innocent civilians that have been bombarded by the Israeli occupation machine. There will be a vigil on 8th and Layton after Maghrib prayer. So around 6:30 p.m., 8th and Layton, we will have the vigil. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for everyone for being here. Keep Gaza and Palestine in your prayers. It's the least we can do. But please, please call your members of Congress and make sure that they do their jobs and end the hypocrisy. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Again, whenever the call will come for Gaza, for Palestine, for justice, we will be there, yes?
Yes!
The whole world should know that we are the people of the land. Palestinians are the people of Palestine. But Palestinians, they live under occupation, but Palestinians, they are not weak. And Palestinians will never continue living under occupation. Enough is enough. We want to help this message to go everywhere. It's time for Palestinian people to live with their dignity, with freedom, with justice. That's all we're asking. Is it hard for people to live with justice? How hard is this? We just want justice. We just want to live with peace and justice. That's all. So whenever the call will come, we will be there. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be downtown. Friday, we'll be here in the event 8th and Layton, and we'll continue working for this great cause until we all witness together the Justice Day when we see free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and we thank the media and everyone who comes here. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Maya nukal. Bikin idul. Zetu dahaveji ana malu akimade. Ayasem made. Besha bishi manushi. Besha bishi ana all country te jere. Ana Rohingya manushi shamil hoye. Assalamualaikum, iba ala sale bhai, acha idul game motom gori du bhalai, besha bishi manush, besha bishi deshotte je Musliman deshakolati, ara Rohingya yo, support kuchi di ara malwa ki Rohingya community member kal mikin ara bhai enokal mikin ayar era sath di diya, ara tiza sath di bhalai yo bishi zarurat. Sale bhai ki hoiba tumi?
Alhamdulillah, बहुत माने थाशे, बेशी बेशी शुक्रिया हर कम्युनिटी मंचरे, तो हर कम्युनिटी माने थाशे, बेशी बेशी शुक्रिया इंदायन लहियाल राखीबा, अंडा हालिया ऐबा बोले आशा करी बेगुने, इंशाल्लाह हालियारा डॉन्टनो तायुम, तो शुक्रवार जुमा बादार मतों पर प्रोग्राम आसे बेगुने ऐबा बोले आशा करी अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.
Ara bhai enokal tu zetu adorasi di anda hagi dia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Besha bishi manush ko shamil ya jedul assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.